And we're joined this morning in the studios by Dr. Linda Burbidge from Dakota College at Botno. Good morning.
Good morning.
And how are you on this fine day?
I am great. How are you?
Doing well. The fog didn't bother you?
No.
Okay.
It kind of lifted by the time I got here. So.
All right. Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about, Linda, what's happening Dakota College with your programs and things like that?
Yeah, so, normally I'm here and I'm talking about the Ag Management and Technology program and the UAS program. And I've changed roles a little bit over the summer. So I'm still doing some of those classes, but I have taken over the role of the farm management education instructor. So Rodney Armstrong, who was in that role for 8 years, he retired in June.
Okay.
And I've kind of taken over his responsibilities with that program. So we were able to hire a new ag instructor. Hopefully I'll bring her on a little bit later.
All right.
Next month.
Perfect.
So I've kind of really taken in the role with the farm management program.
What is that farm management program?
So that program, I think we're kind of a well-kept secret. So we are really, it's a statewide network of instructors. So we have 3 instructors at Dakota College. Lake Region has 2, Wahpeton has 2, Bismarck has 2 as well. And we really work with farmers and ranchers who are currently, out there doing their thing, but they just want a little bit of help with their record keeping or figuring out some of their break-even analysis. Maybe they want to look at their financial trends over time. We sit down and help them make sense of some of that information so that they can do what they do best.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that kind of what the program serves, or is there a certain specific person you're looking for?
No, we'll engage anyone who is working in farming and ranching. So I think there's kind of this common misperception that we only work with farmers that are struggling financially, and that's just not the case. We actually there's a lot of farms, especially right now, who are working on transitioning from one generation to the other. So they want to pass down the farm to, their son or daughter or niece or nephew, and they just need help with that process because it's a big process. And I think, in most businesses, that's not as common. You're not always passing to the next generation. Right. You might be transitioning to new management or different things like that. So that's one thing we can help with because there are resources statewide. And I don't think most people realize they're out there. So we can help get them on the right path for what do I need to do next? How do I transfer the land? How do I transfer the managerial responsibilities and those sorts of things?
Okay, including that, what other topics do you cover?
So we, I talked a lot about the farm transition. That's a big one. But also we cover break-even analysis. So if you want to know how profitable do I need to be to grow a certain crop, we can certainly look at those things as well. We also cover goal setting. So sometimes, you may say, well, I'm pretty profitable, but I want to set certain goals around purchasing land or things like that, and we can help with that. Lots of trend reporting. Then eventually what happens, we'll take all our client information at the end of the year, de-identify it, and we'll put a nice report together so we can look at state averages, and you can work on benchmarking yourself. Okay. How am I doing against other farmers that are a similar size or a similar makeup in terms of crops or cattle?
Okay. So a lot of resources then go into this.
Yeah, for sure. And like I mentioned, we have 3 instructors out of Dakota College. I'm in the Botno location. We have Morgan Stutrud over in Rugby, and we have Lindsay Aberly down in Minot. Okay. And so, we cover a pretty wide area.
I guess.
Yeah.
So as the program goes then, and people are listening today and thinking, you know what, that sounds like a good deal. That sounds like something I should get involved in. How do they get a hold of you or sign up?
Well, they can. We have a special website outside of Dakota College. It's ndfarmmanagement.com.
Okay.
So if you go to that website, you can learn a little bit more about the program. You can see all of those those benchmarking reports I talked about.
Yeah.
They're all up. But you'll also see kind of a spot to contact us. You can send a message, and that'll come directly to someone who will filter you to the right person. But you'll also, there's a tab for instructors, so you'll see all of our information, and you can kind of select who's closest to my region.
Okay.
you
All
know.
right. Very good.
Great.
Anything else that we missed that you'd like to cover?
Well, I just say, if you're thinking about enrolling, now's a really good time. It's a good time to look at your books and decide, if you're thinking about prepaying, you can kind of get a handle on where am I at today and does that make sense for tax purposes. So that's always great.
All right.
But yeah, you can enroll at any time. It doesn't have to be the start or the end of the start of the semester or anything like that. You can enroll anytime.
Okay. Tell us that website one more time, please.
Yeah, that's ndfarmmanagement.com.
All right. Well, very good. Well, I thank you for joining us this morning. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, glad to be here.
Okay, thank you. All right, very good. Representative from Dakota College at Botno and the region. We've got Dr. Linda Burbidge with us this morning here on Sunny 101.9.